Happy Sunday, everyone. I want to come on and do a rant and just a bit of advice as well. So, during the week, I don't want to name them, but a couple of businessmen in Ireland, a pair of them, who have a really successful business of, and of course I'm jealous and would love to have my products in all the supermarkets that they have their products in. But anyway, they got into a lot of controversy because they do a podcast. And on a podcast this week, they had some famous dude from the States, who's of course writing books and selling supplements, made a claim that antibiotics were risky and could potentially cause anxiety and depression, and there was a whole lot of controversy, rightly so, on social media. Apparently they've apologised. I can't find where they've apologised and taken it down, but it's not the first time that this has happened. Can't remember how long ago, I think it was last year. Again, another guy being interviewed by them with their branded page, making a claim that there were increased rates of breast cancer in the Western world, and that's because women weren't eating enough of, I can't even remember what, but recommending mushrooms to help prevent breast cancer. Like totally ridiculous stuff. You should only take your advice from qualified scientists, qualified nutritionists, not even qualified doctors who are in a field that's got nothing to do with nutrition. And of course people like us, people who produce food, would love to make claims, and do sometimes make claims that may not be correct. But my rant is that we're all regulated. So an example for us is when we started out in business, we had on our packaging gluten-free, right? That's true. There's no gluten in our product. But the inspector, we're all highly regulated by the Department of Ag and Food. She asked us to take it off the packaging. And every time we have to do something like that, it costs us €600. It's to do with printing charges and plates and all of that. So €600 to take gluten-free off the packaging, which wasn't incorrect, but their argument was that all yogurt is gluten-free and therefore we were misleading the consumer. So we took it off, no argument, but it really hurts a small business to do that. We also at the same time had digestion friendly written on our yogurt pack. Weren't asked at that time, which is unfortunate, because if we were, we would have only had one cost of €600. Again, some inspector somewhere spotted it, interpreted the law and said we needed to take digestion friendly off the pack. We did. Another €600 of a cost, which is massive if you're a small business. And then I go and I look on the shelves and I see those who will remain nameless, big brands, and they have good for your gut friendly bacteria, all sorts of claims. But they aren't, I don't know what it is, tarred with the same brush or forced to comply with the legislation. And then I see controversy like this during the week from the couple who shall remain nameless. And all they have to do is say sorry. So there's no huge cost involved, and maybe they actually benefit from the extra PR this week. So it's not a level playing field. That's my rant. And I think smallies like us who don't have budgets to defend it or don't have big followings are treated, shall we say, less fairly. But I don't disagree with the regulations. I do not think anybody with a vested interest should be able to promote, I should say, any sort of ambiguous health claims without absolute evidence behind it, and lots of evidence. Not one scientific report is not enough to claim that your food product is wonderful or amazing, or your supplement is wonderful or amazing. There's a few people that I would follow and kind of respect their scientific advice if you're interested in it. There is a gastroenterologist, Dr. Anne-Marie Eustace Ryan. Listen to her. She looks at the gut, so she knows and examines evidence-based research on what helps and doesn't help gut health. There's a doctor called Dr. Robert Grimes, again a doctor in the whole field of oncology. He's excellent, and he has a reel up at the moment on said couple and what they claimed. Orla Walsh Nutrition, again, never gives advice unless it's evidence-based and isn't kind of affiliated with any brand. Who else do I... Mark Jordan, pharmacist. He's really good about talking about drugs and whether they help you or don't help you. And again, there's been lots of talk about Ozempic for weight loss and all the rest of it, and he talks about this, supplements, etc. So listen to people who are qualified. Do not listen to food companies like us who have a vested interest in it. And also feel sorry for us because it's not a level playing field. And even though we're following the rules, some other people aren't. Happy Sunday, rant over.